Hello, Society Stitchers.
I'm Katie,
I'm Laura.
and we are the Black Needle Society, and we are here for
The 13 Stitches of Halloween, hosted by Stitching Goddess Designs, or
Athena
she
X
is Athena
Stitches.
X Stitches on Instagram.
Yes, or we just know her as Athena. She is also our customer service rep, but long before that, she was our friend, and she started this back in 2020.
2019, when she was first getting back into cross stitch, and she loves Halloween and didn't have any Halloween projects, so she said, hey, you want to start 13 projects with me? And I don't know that we started well, Katie probably started 13, but I pulled out some whips.
And ever since then, I think it was the 13 starts of Halloween to start with for her, and it's become the 13 stitches of Halloween. 13
stitches
of
Halloween.
Halloween. That's why Mom said the hashtag at the beginning.
You can either choose 13 new starts, 13 whips, a combination of that, 13 minutes on a project every day, 13 hours on a single project, 13 stitches a day, 1,300 stitches
She's
a
just
day.
going to keep going until she has 13 ways you can participate. But Athena, I think, has an explanation in all of this on her video, because it's her thing.
Right.
But I will say we did adopt it for our planner.
Yes.
But we gave her credit in there. But if you did get the November box last year, the resolution stitching box, in the planner that was in there, there is a page for the 13 stitches of Halloween. So we are going to be filming every other day in October. I don't think it will be October 1st, actually. I think we'll
be out of town.
Yeah, we'll probably start October 2nd. We're going to Galleria, and we're gonna do a day trip. So we will be there on Saturday, October 1st. So we'll probably film on the 2nd. We might even show you some things we picked up.
Wouldn't that be fun? So you ready to start?
Yes.
Okay, my first project is an Across the River project. I'm not sure what she really called this. I call it Dark Night. But this is from our LNS. Kathy is the designer for Rosie and me. And I have this little start.
Okay, I am just going to be pulling mine out in a random order. Should we have said that too, that I don't think you and I have planned our order yet?
They're not, no. I look through my list. I have them all on a spreadsheet, and I look through my list and decide what I want to work on that day.
I might get a little more organized than that. I like to have a plan. Sometimes I will change my plan, but I like to at least have one in place. So then I am pulling this out from last year's 13 Stitches of Halloween, Wicked Witch by La Di Da.
Love this.
And I am doing this, I think it's on ink blot fabric from Dames of the Needle. And then I'm using Forest Glade and Raven as my two colors.
Really pretty. Raven, if you don't know, has a really has a green cast to the black.
Yeah.
And Forest Glade is a dark green.
It is. So I like it. I really wanted it to be green because, Wizard of Oz.
So I have Hares Halloween from Plum Street Samplers. I love these bunnies. They're so funny. And I have this start on it. This is a scrap of fabric from Silk Weaver that was in my stash, and I've used it for 2 or 3 other things. And I have it in this cool sleeve from when we did a Hocus Pocus box on Love You More.
Oh, we should show our bags as we go. This is what my first project was in. It's from the 805 Stitcher. You're probably going to see a lot of 805 Stitcher bags in here. I just tend to really like her fabric pairings, and she makes really good bags. So
do we still have this one in stock?
I don't know. I don't think so.
This was a Love You More sleeve.
It's glittery.
It is. The whole thing is foiled. All of that black, you can see it like that, is foiled.
Next, I have this bag. I don't know who this is by, though, because I picked this up at a retreat, and it doesn't have a tag on it. But I have the project that I forgot to start last year. So I technically failed last year. I only did 12 Stitches of Halloween. But this is All Hallows Eve by Lila's Studio.
I thought you started an extra one in there.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that might have been Christmas.
Okay, and then next I have this sleeve with all of this fun stuff, and it has lots of foiling as well. Actually, oh yes, it
Yes,
does.
it has foil. It's
The
like,
copper is
yeah.
foiled. I have Miss Fortune from Prairie Schooler. I love this chart, but there is way more stitching in this thing than it seems like there should be. It is 75 by 97, and this is just on a scrap from my stash. I have most of that frame done, so I'll get to the fun stuff this year.
Next, I am doing Ghastly Greetings from Satsuma Street. I started this one 2 years ago, and it was like my cursed project 2 years ago. I had to like keep ripping things out, and yeah. But last year I made some really good progress on it. So that's where I am. And I'm
so good on the black.
And I'm using even weave. I'm normally a linen person, but for this project, it was just so much easier to do the black even weave.
My next one is called a Halloween Sampler One from Homespun Elegance. Very primitive, and I have a huge start. There it is. Before last year, I had the moon, the little piece of the moon, and last year I put in the E. And I have this in a tulip pink fabric that has all these deer on it. You see the deer?
Okay, this one I clearly need to cut fabric.
Is this a little bitty project?
It's an itty bitty project on a big piece of fabric. It is the Adams family from Plum Street Samplers. It is really fun. I enjoyed working on this one last year. I started over here on the house. This is why I'm like, I need to cut this piece of fabric. There's a lot of fabric for a little piece. But I started over on the house, and it was just an enjoyable stitch last year.
Cool. My next one, did you show your bag?
Oh no, I didn't. I don't know who this. Oh, this is 805 Stitcher too.
That is so funny. And inside it is all these pumpkins.
Yeah. Well, they're like tomatoes. They're because they have needles coming out, but they are orange, so they look like pumpkins.
This is my next one. Just fun fabric that Katie and I found and couldn't pass up for ourselves. And I have Dames of the Needle Jumping Cat. This is just a crazy primitive piece. And I am stitching this on a piece of silk weaver fabric using some Victorian motto threads, just whatever I like as I get to it. So I love that pumpkin. I'll get some more in.
Next I have I don't know. Oh, Witch's Pantry, part of the Fright This Way series from Hands On Design. And I started with toads last year. These are so fast. I think this was only a single night's work on it. And it just flew. But I got really lucky and got a 1/4 yard of slate from Fabrics by Stephanie last year at Galleria. And so I have this, and I have the other Fright This Way patterns in this project bag as well, which I will show you in just a sec.
So you will have things to show, huh?
There we go. If I happen to, get like really fast at stitching, I have more things that I can stitch on from this project bag. This is also 805 Stitcher.
My next one is in this fun bone sleeve. I love this. And it is from the Workbasket, and it's called Quaker Crow. This one is extra fun because I have this on a piece of fabric that Susan from Keepsakes dyed. Susan is X Stitch Fancies, and look how pretty that fabric is.
And you just finished a project on
the other little piece that I had. Yes. And I am using Sullivan's black floss for this. It is excellent coverage.
My next project bag is actually from Little Boat 88. How cute is that? An insider spider webs. I need to sneeze. I'm sorry. And I have Wicked Stitcher Society in it. And I started this one last year, and I am doing it. This is a Fabrics by Stephanie that I picked up at Galleria, and I did not keep the tag with this project, so I don't actually know.
Pretty.
It's opalescent. Yeah, I'm really happy with my fabric change. I was a little nervous to start because the colors are. I was like, it's either gonna look great or it's gonna clash terribly.
My next one is Trick or Treat Fairy. or it could be Halloween Fairy. I can never
I
remember.
think it's Halloween Fairy.
And it's from Mirabilia. It's from a magazine, and I have this piece of silk weaver fabric that I have her on, and really where that line above her legs is, that is the bottom of her skirt. So I am that close to finishing the skirt, and then I get all of the extras in there to do. And this one is not in a fun bag, but it does have, oops, it got caught. The needle got caught. It does have a zipper pull from the black needle. That's a dragon eye. We're out of these now, right, Katie?
Yes, they are sold out.
We finally sold all of them. They're so fun.
My next project bag is a present from Mom, actually, from a birthday. And she found it from Sherry So Sweet. There's the back. And then inside of this one, is, I have to find the cover page. There we go. It is Sleepy Hollow from the Cricket collection.
I've stitched on this.
You have. We're not telling secrets about this one. It's a hot mess, but I will love it when it's done. That's what we're gonna say.
Katie did cut the fabric already this year.
I might need somebody to edge it for me. But yes, there we go. This has been in purgatory for like 13 years, so it's finally coming out. Because of the fabric count, I loved this piece of fabric. It's a PTP Orphan. So it's a one of a kind, and I absolutely love this fabric, but it's slightly too small for the piece to leave enough on the edges for framing. And so that's why it's kind of been in purgatory, because I had to remember where I was going to take stitches out to make it all fit, and then I never marked it. We finally marked it this year.
And Katie's plan this year is to pull out, the lettering is in here that says Sleepy Hollow, but you just really can't hardly see it.
I think I'm going to change it to a purple. I just have to figure out what purple.
I wonder if you could just leave it in and just stitch a top stitch, like the top leg over it, and that would give you enough coverage.
And then I did spend time, and I used my thread winder and cut and all of that to make my floss all pretty.
Fun. My next one is in this sleeve. So much fun. I love that there's a heart-shaped pumpkin on here. And this one is Halloween This Way from the Primitive Hare. It's on her fabric. And I don't know which way it goes. That will be part of the thing this year. But there it is. It's the same right side up and upside down.
And this is kind of an adopted project for Mom.
It is. Katie and I were both going to do it. Katie started it, decided that she just really didn't want to. And I said, well, I do. I'll take the one that started. And I gave her my fabric that was already, or that's not had anything put on it.
My next bag. And I have to show you actually. Whoop. It is, I don't remember what it's called, but it's from I think the September issue last year of Cross Stitcher magazine, the UK magazine, and this is from Emma Congdon.
So cool.
And again, I picked this up from Fabrics by Stephanie at Galleria last year to start it on. And that's my big start right over here if you can't find it. But yeah, I think it's going to be really pretty. I didn't want to do something on super dark fabric again, but I liked the purpley tones just to kind of highlight everything.
My next one is from the Primitive Needle, and it's called Ichabod Seabury. And I really like this one. My big holdup with it is that you have to stitch around the letters that you've already done. So this is on, it's either a 36 or a 40 count from Picture This Plus. It's Swamp. And the top, I need to go around the outside and then put the stars and moon in there. But you can see I stopped kind of in the middle of Reader going through there. And normally I work on a line of the white and then I go back and fill it all in.
Okay, next I'm waiting for a project bag. I've ordered a couple. So I am going to be doing here. I could actually just turn to the page of the magazine. Boo by Hello from Liz Matthews. And it is in the primitive or the Punch Needle and Primitive magazine, Primitive Cross Stitch magazine.
Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher.
Darn it.
Right?
Let's look at the cover.
Or Primitive Cross Stitch.
Stitcher, you're right. Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I can never get it right. But look at this, it's so cute. And I am doing mine on Stars Hollow from R&R.
Love that fabric.
It's a fabulous neutral.
And this will be a new start for you.
It will. I think all the rest of these are new starts actually.
Okay.
Because I couldn't take any out. So I had to just start a bunch of new things.
Okay, my next project is not technically Halloween. It's Olga and Borris. So this is really how I get to 13. So they will go this way on my fabric. And I have this really cool piece of
the fabric that I just bought.
32 count jack-o'-lantern from Graham Cracker.
Oh, no.
And
XJU Designs.
Oh, okay. And I have just this flower that's on Olga's chart done right now. And this one is in a not Halloween bag. It's in a Lara bag.
And I'm apparently.
And this is from Lake House Stitch Co.
I'm just sitting here pretty apparently. Next is another birthday present from Mom. She snagged this for me actually at the retreat from the 805 Stitcher because I have fallen in love with this fabric. I'll
show you the bag that I got because I bought it for her, but it just wasn't quite her. So it's mine now.
I really prefer the vinyl fronts, and yeah, it's the thing. Okay, so I'm going to show you part 3, the Spooked Mystery Sampler.
Oh, perfect timing.
From Lizzie Kate. And I'm starting this one this year. And I'm starting it on fabric that Jody from the Steel City Stitchers dyed for me. Mom went over to her at StitchCon and I'm like, no, don't go tell her. My favorite fabric ever is Sparrow from Birds of a Feather, and they stopped dyeing it years and years and years ago.
So if you have Sparrow in your stash that you don't want, you can surprise Katie with all your Sparrow fabric.
You'll be my favorite forever. Yeah. But Mom, I had some with me actually at StitchCon because I had a project that is really old that I want to finish. But it was there with me. And so she took it over to Jody and issued her a challenge to dye the fabric. And Jody took notes and she looked at it. I think she might have even
some photos, but it's hard to see photos.
And also it's the hardest fabric to try and mimic.
Sparrow is like a dark cinnamon.
Yeah, it's
with lots of color in it, but the
closest fabric that's out there is probably Havana from Weeks Dye Works, but even that it's
not as rich. It needs to be more cinnamon.
Yeah, I can't.
It has green spots and yes,
it's just beautiful. But anyway, Jody dyed me this fabric and I am just so excited. So again, this is the pattern and this is the gorgeous. Oh, you know what? I think I'm actually going to do it on this end because she got some really good splashes in there.
That almost looks like a big maple leaf on the fabric.
Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
So cool. Jody did so good.
And she really loves me because she got me 32 count.
And that's been hard to come by. Yeah. So Katie's Lizzie Kate. Then I have Very Scary from Lizzie Kate, which was a series also. And I have finished parts 1 and 2. I finished part 1. I'm halfway through part 2. And this is on a piece of fabric from Silk Weaver. It's a piece of Wexford cloth again. And I'm pretty sure that it was a what am I trying to think? A solo dye. I don't have it in here. I thought maybe I had the tag for it, but nope. Oh, and it is in my cute bag from Autumn Lane Stitchery. Probably the most requested item that we have.
Yes. I actually have a Thanksgiving project in mind.
Do you?
It's the one that needs the line stitched on it.
Oh, okay. Well, you get that out for me.
It's a story, guys. I probably put this line in and took it out
5 or 6 times
in
at
a single
least.
night, and the line is still not in the project.
I think it needs to come back out even.
Next, another one I could not resist starting is the Stitch Witch from Tiny Modernist, which is new this year.
So cute.
And I am doing mine on, I think this is Peddler's Blend.
Oh, this is the fabric that has a really strong maple syrup odor.
I love it. I love it. It smells like fall.
What's really fun is that Katie's project bag is this
From
fabric.
Lynn.
Look at this. And the inside is all plaid, which Katie and I love.
It's
plaid.
Sparkly. I don't know if you can see it, but it is like shimmery orange. And I got this at StitchCon because Lynn had bags at StitchCon.
So fun. My next one is from Alessandra, Adelaide, and it's called Halloween. This one I am doing on a piece of 32 count French lilac from Picture This Plus. I have this much done. I love this. I'm using 2 shades of Planet Earth silks, and one of them is Vapor. That's the gray. And then the other, I want to say that my orange is called Smolder, maybe. And this one is in fabric that makes Katie laugh because it's a Tula pink. And when I bought this one, I knew what it was, but I brought home a little tray from our friend Judy, and Katie goes, "Oh, you got the owls." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? There are owls all over it. Do you see them?"
So this is the head and this is the body.
But Judy's project bags and more.
And Judy, this is the other fun part of this.
Oh, yes. Judy didn't know, and she managed to get it right side up.
Yes, she had just made it correctly. And yeah, it was pretty funny when Mom told her. Okay, my next one is a present from Athena. And clearly cats on my bags are appropriate since this one has cat hair on it. But it is from Pinky Promises, and this is the front.
So creepy.
It is. And then it's quilted. It's very plush.
Mm-hmm.
And inside of it is Witch Training Academy from Kathy Barrick. Sorry, we're getting a visitor here apparently. And then can you hold this for just a second? I am going to do it on, I think it's jack-o'-lantern fabric. No, maybe not. It's from Stitch Me, and I can't remember the fabric name. Look at that.
So fabulous.
This is one of those that I'm like, it's going to be a risk, and I'm hoping it works.
It'll be cool. We'll find out soon.
Yes, we will.
We'll see how your stitches look. I think you'll be able to tell pretty early on.
I'm going to I think I'm probably starting in the middle, and I'm going to try and make it so that the witch does not land in black, because she's really what I'm concerned about. The oranges are more yellow orange, so I don't really have worry about them showing up on this. It's really her that I'm worried about actually being visible.
All right. My next one is Halloween Quaker from Lila Studio. And I love this. I'm doing this on a piece of marshmallow fudge, Wexford linen from Silk Weaver. It's one I used in Magical Stitches a few years ago, and I used it for multiple challenges. So I have some weird stuff filled in, but I was working on the motif with the skeletons over to the side, and I just have one little piece left to go in by them, and then probably I'll just keep working up the side and see how much I can get in this year.
My next project, again, I'm waiting on a project bag, is Halloween wreath from the Frosted Pumpkin, and none of us know what this looks like yet. I guess I made myself little floss tags that I still have to punch the holes in. And then here's the palette.
So pretty.
And then I did have the little graphic for it. It's going to be a gray, like a gray on gray wreath, and then they've tucked a bunch of Halloween ornaments in there.
Fun. I didn't show you, this is my last one, and it's from Cat Flossing, She pops up on Instagram and has bags, and you just have to meet please and hope that you're lucky enough to get one. So my next one is Nevermore from Lila Studio. And I want to show you that it's in the same fabric as Katie's bag.
Oh, that's funny.
This is from Judy's Project Bag and More, and I love what she picked to go inside it. I feel like it really goes with it. And I just have a small start from last year on this. I started on that bottom border. I'm using all the called for colors. They're so pretty. I might even be using whatever she called for the linen. It's a Picture This Plus. I know that. You kept up with me.
I did. Next, I pulled a picture from somebody else, and I don't know who this belongs to because I pulled it from Hands On Design, where she had put together a bunch of photos of people who'd finished her costume party piece. So I have all the stuff in here. It's all the called for. Mom and I are doing ours on linen. So yeah, and I even got the little gravestone.
So I have 2 more pieces, and they are possible new starts during the month. The first one I have in this one, last year we called it What's in Your Closet, but it wasn't this color, was it?
No, I can't remember what we called that one. That's from like 2 years ago.
So last year what we had is a hot pink.
It was like black background, and then yeah, like the hot pink, like all the elements were in hot pink and orange and white.
So this is a fun fabric that they just keep coming out with in different colorways.
It's back again this year in some different colorway.
I think it's purple this year.
Oh.
So, anyway, I have this Gone Batty from With Thy Needle and Thread. And I'm not sure that I will be doing it on green. I'll have to see. And I may need to get some more of the Sullivan's black to do part of that. And you?
Well, I actually apparently brought my Lizzie Borden piece in here. I didn't save the pattern to my phone ahead of time to show you, but I can hold this up. I am doing it on blood spatter fabric from Steel City Stitchers.
Look how good that looks.
So I finished actually on Friday. I finished filling in Lizzie's dress. So I have the lettering to do in here, and I have some back stitching to do on the handkerchief and on her dress and down below, and then it's done.
So I have this Another Year Creeps By, and I have Sheila at the Sunshine Stitchers to thank for pushing me to get this one out, even though she doesn't know that she did it. I just love it. It looks like this really cute little sampler, but then everything is a little creepy thing that you get in there. So there are skeletons in coffins, there are eyeballs, there are skulls. It's just everything.
And you got this one last year at Galleria, right? Like you specifically went into Ink Circles to get that pattern.
Yes. And I have this beautiful piece of wisteria from Color and Cotton. I think that's what it's going to go on because it'll be such a nice background for it. The colors are really pretty in this one. So if I get to a point where I'm ready, then that's what my new starts will be. So you guys can vote. Would you rather see me start Gone Batty or Another Year Creeps By? Make your choice and tell me. And what do you want to see us work on out of the projects that we've shown you? I think mine are all on my monthly whips, so I will spend at least a little time. But if you vote for a project, I may put a little extra time, or I may put it on a night when we'll be at Friday night stitching, or
I don't know. I think I am behind on watching Halloween movies this year. Normally I start in September, and I think I've watched like Coraline and one other movie this year. So what I might end up doing is having 13 movie nights, and during those movies, that's going to be my stitching time.
That'd be fun.
So quick bit of shop news. We will be shipping the Trick and Treat boxes out. We're scheduled for between October 10th through the 16th. We're actually hoping to pack them on the 8th. So fingers crossed.
Which would make them go out on the 10th.
Yeah, unless I get us with an early pickup on that, because the 8th is a Saturday. So If I'm lucky, I might be able to get a pickup that day. And then the other thing is that we are behind on doing prizes, and we know we're behind on doing prizes. We just haven't been able to film for a few months due to health reasons and scheduling and all of that. So come October 2nd, I will have all my ducks in a row, and we will have a massive list of people who've won things, including that mystery box that I talked about a while ago.
And you should know that our trick and treat boxes are not Advent style.
Oh, yeah.
So you are welcome to just open it up and tear into it.
Yes, last year it was Advent style. You are not incorrect in thinking that it was. But this year, because we're doing 2 boxes, we needed to simplify things. But each box contains 13 gifts.
So with that, are we finished?
I think so. We'll see you back here October 2nd.